And yes, I think the Daily Nation has the most apt headline this morning. Saba losses. That's a big one on the front page. It is just about the number of people who fail to attend to their businesses and go to work. Many people had expected, coming on a holiday. If I told you I had anticipated a holiday, probably you would have made arrangements a day before, probably orders that you would have delivered, probably things you would have done for your business. But then you're planning to wake up early, go to work, make deliveries, make some money, alafu namba, tumefunga gate ya Nairobi, we rudi nyumbani ukae na watoto. The losses suffered significant. And many people are arguing, if at all police had that plan, because clearly they had a plan to shut down Nairobi, wangesema tu tomorrow by the way, don't come to the city.
Yes.
Just don't come to the
They would have gazetted that day.
Yeah. Ikuwe tu holiday mara moja.
Yes.
Yeah. Believe you me, would have made other arrangements. Sasa sisi we came to work early, sababu tunakuja masaa ya wezi kazini.
Yes.
But yes, police say roadblocks on highways leading to Nairobi city center were to protect public order. So that was the plan. And many people are just saying, you should have told us. We would have complied.
Yeah. Would have stayed home.
Tungekaa tu nyumbani. So economic pain. The Kenya Private Sector Alliance estimates a day of nationwide protests cost the retail, transport and banking sectors about 3 billion shillings, with the government also projecting 6 billion in lost revenues. While yesterday's shutdown majorly affected the city, is the engine of the country's economy, and hence disruption of operations in the capital sends shockwaves across the country. Yeah, businesses were paralyzed, schools closed, so even the curriculum was affected, so many things. And many people are just saying, okay, fine, if that was a plan, make it official. In fact, just say it's a holiday, it's a public holiday. Let's celebrate Saba Day, and no one would complain.
Right.
So that's a big story on the front page of the Daily Nation this morning, and a picture of the police mounting a roadblock at Kangemi as they inspect vehicles heading to Nairobi Central Business District during the Saba protests yesterday. When I was leaving the office, and I encountered one of the roadblocks here, and I was directed to just turn and go the other way. And I'm wondering, okay.
Turn, go where?
I was not even, I had no intention to go towards the city. But like 5 policemen just told me end up and
good, in short.
Either way, I was going towards that direction. So the regional police commander, Issa Mohamud, said, we decided, so it was a decision, to do that so we can control the access. Our intention is not to harm or block people from coming into the CBD. It is a win for the business community. Really, was it a win for the business community? Anyway, more stories, more coverage of the events of yesterday on pages 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, Leo, most of the news is about what happened yesterday. Day of losses. Political unrest keeps learners away from classrooms. These are just some of the headlines. Quite a number of photos across pages 4 and 5. Arrests, empty streets and closed shops define Saba anniversary in city. I understand about 10 people were arrested.
Yesterday?
Yeah, just 10 people. Because there was no one there anyway. Yeah, Saba heroes say today's protest mirror 1990 struggle. Just a comparison of the protest back in 1990 for multi-party, the agitation for multi-party democracy, and what is happening with the Gen Zs as well. Back to the front page, other quick highlights. Ruto aids and the 292 million shilling spying software row that won't go away. Hii imekataa kuenda. Wanaambiwa kuna spy software, wanasema I'm not involved. It's still there. You can read more about it on page 12. And a very interesting story about Mary Wambui losing control of Glee Hotel over 8 billion shilling debt. Uko na deni ya fuliza ya 500 inakusumbua akili, kuna mtu ako na deni ya bilioni 8. Yeah.
Unajua this story was covered last year. Bado. Tena we're still talking about Glee Hotel.
It's a very interesting story about the debt, the deals between Equity Bank and KCB. I've read that story and it's very interesting. Unaambiwa lipa deni. Anyway. But a nice business story nonetheless. Let's go to the back page. And the photo on the back page of the Daily Nation has Cristiano Ronaldo, grief-stricken. Ameshindwa kusmile. Sura imejikunja. Unajua ile sura ndimu ile unajaribu kusmile na katai na then you cry. That's the face of Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's final act ends in tears as Portugal exits. Yeah, Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo reacting after his side's 1-0 defeat by Spain in the FIFA World Cup round of 16 in Dallas. The one prize that always eluded Cristiano Ronaldo remained beyond his reach as Portugal bowed out to Spain in the round of 16 in Texas. This guy has won practically every accolade in sports, yeah, including Ballon d'Or and the rest. Now he really hoped that at least he would get the opportunity to lift the World Cup before he retires. He's 41 and he's played the World Cup. Kudos to Cristiano Ronaldo. Mwache kuita watu wazee nyinyi. Yeah. 41-year-old had a great career that included 5-time Ballon d'Or honors and 5 Champions League titles, including all the leagues where he has played. He's won the title. English Premier League. He's played in ile huko inaitangwa Serie A. Yeah, he's played kwa ile Waarabu pia na zote ameshinda. Yeah. Matters World Cup as we get to the quarterfinals of the tournament. That's a Daily Nation today.
July 19 deadline. Ama finals. Taifa Leo, hasara tele. That's the main story on the front page of gazeti hili la Taifa Leo. Ilikuwa hasara baada ya serikali kufunga baadhi ya barabara kuu zinazoingia Nairobi na kuimarisha usalama kuzima maandamano ya Sabasaba jana. Maelfu ya wasafiri walikuwa asubuhi baada ya polisi kufunga kwa muda baadhi ya barabara kuu na kuzuia magari mengi ya uchukuzi wa umma kuingia katikati mwa jiji. Mtu unashukishiwa Muthaiga, hapa Muthaiga interchange, you're expected to walk all the way to town. Uende kazi. A normal working day by the way. Polisi wazuia maandamano katikati mwa jiji kuu, lakini shule, biashara, usafiri waathirika. Habari kamili katika ukurasa wa pili wa gazeti hili. Vidokezo zaidi, mapambano yataendelea, mashujaa wasema. Waliopigania ukombozi wasema safari ya kupigania utawala bora bado haijakamilika. Orengo yuko hapa katika ukurasa wa mbele. Wasaidizi Ruto wapata pigo kotini. Is it wasaidizi? Or what is that? Wasaidizi, right. Wasaidizi Ruto wapata pigo kotini. Hii ni koti ya kataa ombi la kufutilia mbali kesi dhidi ya maafisa wakuu serikalini kuhusiana na apu ya siri. That's an interesting story by the way, on page 8. Kibarua cha Zamzam Masito mwaka ujao, wawakilishi wa kike wanakabiliwa na ushindani mkali. Je, watachaguliwa tena? Ni swali tu katika ukurasa wa 8. Kule juu, mimea tiba tija kwa barobaro, kilimo hakihitaji mtaji mkubwa wala shamba la ekari nyingi. Na masuala ya spoti pia imezungumziwa hapo juu. Ubelgiji yazamisha Amerika. That is Belgium.
Yes, Ubelgiji.
Ubelgiji yazamisha Amerika. Taifa Leo.
Tukitoka kwa Taifa Leo tuangazie gazeti la The Standard, and The Standard this whole week has been I don't know, their front pages, very interesting stories. Hao ndo wanafaa jite fresh, independent, different sasa because they are very different. They're still after Charles Kerich. Yeah, surrender or else. They talk about the former finance CC in Nairobi County. For nearly 2 months, suspended Nairobi Finance Executive Charles Kerich has sought to outrun a prison sentence. On Monday, the High Court shut the door on his latest bid, ordering him to report to Nairobi Remand Prison to begin serving a 3-month jail term for contempt in a bitter 106 million shilling legal fees battle. Surrender or be arrested, the judge warned, adding that Kerich will be treated as a fugitive if he fails to comply. The story has been covered for weeks now. The Standard today has it on page 5. Charles Kerich is actually, before he went to the county, city county of Nairobi as finance, because he went there when Mike Sonko was governor actually. He's a journalist. I worked under him. Yeah, he's a great journalist, great news editor, Charles Kerich. Sasa tunamsoma kwenye kurasa za mbele hapa akifuatwa na askari. I don't understand why the Standard chooses to put this on the front page repeatedly.
You worked under him where? The Standard or where?
Elsewhere.
Okay.
Elsewhere.
Ningefanya 1+1.
No. We were not at the Standard.
Okay.
But at least they found space pale juu, the top strip. Saba police perfect brutality. Police bosses claim operation prevented violence, but observers say it effectively locked down the country. And that's the biggest conversation we're going to have today. Yeah. Police action. Fine, we've talked about brutality previously and how they handle demonstrators and protesters. Now their latest action is shutting down the entire, the cog of Kenya's economy, which is Nairobi City. They just decided, tunaizima leo, ni yetu. Is it theirs?
Maybe.
To shut down? That's a question. Do police have the right to actually shut down the country? I'll be finding out that today. We'll have two lawyers, Harrison Kinyanjui and Joshua Nyamori here. Do police really have the right to shut down the country? Which statute in law gives the police the right to shut down any part of this country? Ati tunazima huku amtafanya kazi. Yeah, we'll be finding out that. The story is covered on pages 2 and 3. Police lockdown strategy or fear as Kenya's mark Saba Day. Kalonzo condemns police over Saba conduct is another story. Then they go back in history looking at Kamukunji grounds, which is the venue for the Saba protests. But this time I think it's very green. The photo, you look at it on page 3. Yeah. It's a sports ground. Yeah. All right. Elsewhere, best test for Ruto's funding model. This is about university intake. They say that intake is rising. Those are the interesting stories so far. And now let's go to the back page. Matters World Cup. And yes, Ronaldo once again gets the biggest coverage on the back page of this paper. Close to tears. I don't think it was close to tears. He actually cried. He broke down. Yeah. Ronaldo cried. Yeah. Close to tears. And on his own as Ronaldo's World Cup dreams ends. And he's played in 6 World Cup tournaments. 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022, and 2026 now. He's played a total of 2,150 minutes at the World Cup, 27 appearances, 11 goals in total, and 2 assists. 41-year-old now says he will go away and think about what comes next. But you never know. You can never write off this gentleman.
Yeah.
Anaweza kuja tena umpate kwa World Cup ile next.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are saying amemaliza, and he said, oh, I don't know what will happen next. I'm not sure I'm retiring.
Retirement yao ni age gani?
It just depends on your ability to continue playing.
Yeah.
And if I told you, okay, I don't know of any 47-year-old who's still playing, but 4 years from now, he'll be 45. 45 is a young man, bwana. I know a few 45-year-olds who are... That's a standard. Ronaldo at 41 plays his last World Cup game. Yeah.
All right, tuangalie People Daily sasa. As I wait for it to load, arrests and travel chaos, Saba protests, they talk about that. Roadblocks, diversions and security checks turn Nairobi's journey into ordeals, leaving commuters stranded and motorists delayed. That has been captured on page 4 of the People Daily. Nyandarua, the broken promise of the Potato Empire. That's another story on page 13. On the top strip, the fights between key state agencies that have killed projects and sunk Kenya into debt. This is according to an audit by the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu, and that story is on page 8. That's the People Daily. The Star.
All right, The Star. And yes, they really took time to actually have their online paper available, but at least we have the physical copy here of The Star. Former AG Muturi endorses Kalonzo. No, this is to face Ruto. This is an... Okay. I think we already had this story before.
So if they insist, if you insist.
I almost thought it's an old paper.
Yeah.
Former Attorney General Muturi endorses Kalonzo to face Ruto in race for top job. That story is on page 4 and 5. Senior opposition leader quietly rallying behind former VP. I will not even waste time on that story. Yeah. Low-key Saba across Kenya's police seal off CBD. That's another story, and they have a picture of someone who was dramatically arrested by police in Nairobi yesterday. He's among the 10 who are said to be have been arrested. Definitely this paper is independent and different. Yeah.
At least amezungumzia Saba. You know, ndo nafikiria sahi last year Saba Day, Raila Odinga was alive.
Yes. And there were protests on Saba Day, I remember. I think even on Nane Day, there was still some noise here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it last year or the year before? Because Saba was a bit active, even last year.
Yes.
But this time they shut down.
38 died last year.
Yes. So Raila Odinga was still active, but not as vocal. He was already in the broad-based arrangement.
Yes.
Yes. Other stories here on the front page of this paper, The Star. Gentle one-ton tusk Jumbo dies after 50 years in Amboseli, Savo. This is an obituary about an elephant who passed on. The carcass of the renowned super tusker elephant. He had one of the biggest tusks. Yeah. A bull elephant renowned for its massive body, impressive long tusks, and exceptionally calm demeanor has died. He was fondly known as one-ton tusk. The Jumbo was part of the Amboseli Savo ecosystem for more than 5 decades, embodying the strength and majesty of Africa's elephants. And I think I love that story. Once in a while, we just need to go away from maandamano and talk about other things of interest.
Yeah.
Yes. Back to the front page, more trouble for drivers as new bill proposes annual emissions tests. Matters air pollution on page 6. And there are quite a number of, I realized that yesterday or the day before, earlier this week, the National Assembly had actually invited people to issue their memoranda and submissions on at least 9 different bills that many people would ignore but could be very consequential for you. So please check out the parliamentary website. There are quite a number of bills, including some of these that they are writing about, matters annual emissions, that could cost you directly. If at all you own a car, na inatoa ile moshi, gesi za sumu, utafukuzwa hapa uende huko mbali sana. All right, so those are the main stories on the back page. Cristiano Ronaldo in another agonizing pose, once again on the back page. Ronaldo's World Cup career ends in tears as pandering Martinez departs. That's the story there. USA's learning curve walilimwa na Belgium mabao 4 kwa moja. Even as they reversed a red card. USA hakuna mahali wanaenda. You can just host. Na utulie na hiyo kuhost. World Cup is for other people. Apana, I take that one back. It was good. The USA hosted the World Cup. But it's time for them now to watch from the sidelines.
Kwani unaogopa?
The star. Unaona red card inakuwa reversed.
Business Daily standoff as Uber and Bolt fares to rise sharply on new rule. Now this will affect many. Ride-hailing firms suppose new minimum pay for drivers and base fare could double from present 220 shillings to about 500 shillings or more. Set to between 400 and 500 shillings. That is a story on page 2. The Ministry of Roads and Transport has introduced a new minimum compensation per trip for drivers of ride-hailing taxis and motorcycles, triggering a standoff with host platforms amid concerns about a sharp rise in fares. So this will also affect our Uber drivers. Unajua wakisema we'll have to pay more, then is it guaranteed that the number of people now ordering for Ubers and Bolts will continue ordering them? Because now it's quite expensive. Yeah, where somebody is paying 250 might increase to 500 shillings. But
Uber drivers or taxi-hailing cab drivers have been really complaining about the rates that they have to work with. Sema ni pesa kidogo sana. Sometimes they get on the app wanapata kuna discount for the customer.
Yes. Lakini hiyo discount wao wanarudishiwa. Yes, wao wanapewa. Another interesting story here. Betting firms and families to block addicts' accounts. And they say that betting firms can now freeze accounts of gamblers who are in financial distress under new proposals that also allow families to request the gaming regulator to bar their kin from gambling. That's a win, yeah? Sasa if you're addicted, your family wanaweza kusaidia. They can block hizo accounts za betting. They also make mention of Saba demos disrupting business. On the ticker, wealth fund share for future generation raised to 30%, and lower fuel prices seen arresting interest rates jump. That's the Business Daily.
All right, let's cross over to our neighboring countries. We'll start off in Uganda, which we still, from where we only have one paper, that's a New Vision. The Daily Monitor is still not available after it was shut down by the government there. So the main story here is a very interesting one. Youth choke on Viagra. Apparently minors are accessing the prescription drug over the counter. They're talking about minors, people under the age of 18. They're accessing Viagra. Wanaipeleka wapi? Minors. Yeah. You had an answer for that one.
Kwani Viagra ni ya kazi gani?
Minors are using Viagra in Uganda.
Ya kazi gani? Ni kabaya.
I'm told that initially, before they discovered it had other effects, this drug, sildenafil, which is the main content of this drug, was used to treat hypertension and high blood pressure. Then they discovered it had other effects.
Yes.
And now minors are accessing it in Uganda. Yes.
Unajua kwa nini I was saying, I saw a tweet by Dr. Austin Omondi on X, and he was saying there's a myth that if you take Viagra, you must have coitus or else you will die. Where did that crazy idea come from? Well, yes, that is very timely, that story there.
The discussions you people have on that app. Anyway, that's
No.
the story of Uganda.
Oh my goodness. There's more. Alikuwa anasema the story that someone took Viagra and was rendered unconscious after his girl didn't show up, forcing the mother to step in by riding him back to life is false, as it is disgusting. Okay. The drug doesn't work like that, and you don't need to panic.
Well, minors in Uganda know how it works.
Yes, maybe sio hiyo yenye tunafikiria.
All right. Let's cross over to Tanzania, and they talk about what happened yesterday. Just like in Kenya, the Citizen talks about calm prevails amid unusually quiet Saba. Calm prevailed yesterday as Tanzanians marked an unusually quiet Saba public holiday, but for them it's a public holiday.
Yeah,
Probably should do the same even for Kenya. Amid widespread speculation on social media that there would be protests in various parts of the country. So in Tanzania, no protests. Saba was very quiet. It was a holiday. Ulinzi kila kona, amani ya tawala, ndio habari kuu kwenye ukurasa wa mbele wa Mwananchi. Wananchi wengi watulia majumbani, askari watanda kuimarisha ulinzi. Saba, biashara chache zaendelea. Kamanda Muliro wazungumzia ulinzi, wachumi watoa angalizo kibiashara. Lakini kule ilikuwa ni public holiday. Wangetuambia vile pia hapa Kenya tuende public holiday, hatungekuwa na shida. Hata mimi ningeenda public holiday. Nani anipe? So that's Tanzania. Let's come back and take a look at the cartoons.